We should also agree on all of the important racial and moral points of Scripture. Yet Paul of Tarsus still told the Corinthians that there must also be heresies among you, that they which are approved may be made manifest among you. So divisions are inevitable, but we must also know where they come from, as the Apostle Peter informs us. But there were false prophets also among the people, even as there shall be false teachers among you, who privily shall bring in damnable heresies, even denying the Lord that bought them, and bring upon themselves swift destruction. The endless obscuring of racial lines, a gospel for the beasts of the field, arguments over the ultimate fate of the non-white races, the arguments over a flat earth, the insistence of relying on sacraments or ceremonial works for righteousness, or even for salvation, the insistence that we have 2 or even 3 gods by those who would deny that Yahshua Christ is indeed Yahweh come in the flesh, false theologies such as political dominionism, which basically converts white Christians into zookeepers, or the idea that Noah came to this planet on a spaceship, or to claim that there are hidden Nazis inside the hollow earth. These and many other differences of opinion are purposely sown amongst us and exploited by the enemies of Christ in order to keep us divided. Once we are taken in by one of these heresies, when we are convinced that we have knowledge, and especially if the knowledge is seemingly special or esoteric knowledge, such as the false teaching that niggers came from another galaxy, quite often our pride prevents us from seeing other points of view, or from seeing scriptural evidence that proves our supposed knowledge to be wrong.
And you know, if the shit hit the fan and the infrastructure fell and the grocery stores weren't getting food, and I had some food and you came to me with gold, your gold's useless to me. Your gold is useless. Gold is useless. When the system falls, gold is useless.
And we refuse to accept the idea that what we perceive as knowledge is actually only bullshit.
Gold is useless. Gold is useless. Gold is useless.
Our pride then causes us to act pharisaically, to beat our brethren over the head with our supposed knowledge until they either agree or they are forever driven away. Too often we become divided over minor issues which may not be provable one way or another. Doing that, we who accept the general and important aspects of Scripture make our relatively small numbers even smaller. When something can be found in the plain language of Scripture, we should accept it, and not be found disputing with Yahweh our God. But when something is not explained by Scripture, even the Apostle Paul had said, "A commandment of the Lord I do not have, but I give an opinion." 1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 25.
Talk shoes. Recorded live.
Hello, this is William Finck, and this is Christogenea Saturdays. Today is Saturday, September 12th. Praise Yahweh, the God of Israel, and thank you for listening. But first I want to talk about an issue that's come into Christian identity circles, and this is going to take a good portion of the first part of this program. And this issue has no place at all in Christian identity. Because no matter what the shape of the earth is, it has absolutely no bearing on the state of our people. It has absolutely no bearing on what is happening to Christians, and when I say Christians, I mean white Israelite Christians, on what is happening to Christians in the world today. It doesn't matter if the earth is round, flat, square, if it looks like a Rubik's Cube, if it looks like a baseball bat, it does not matter. There are some things that identity Christians, some arguments, some disputes that are so stupid and irrelevant and disconnected to our reality, Christian identity adherents should not get involved in them at all. Some arguments, some disputes that are so stupid and irrelevant and disconnected to our reality, Christian identity adherents should not get involved in them at all. And when the mainstream everyday people see you as a freaking quack, you're never going to get the important components of your message across to them. We don't give a damn if the earth is a pancake, a petri dish, a basketball. We don't care. We want to get the truth of our Christian identity message over to people. We should stay away from the quackery.
And we are all entitled to hold our own opinions, so long as they are not contrary to the plain word of Scripture. If Yahshua Christ foresaw the divisions among his people, which his gospel would cause, as the passage at Luke chapter 12, verses 49 through 53 clearly suggests, then he also foresaw the circumstances under which those of his people who accept his word would have to abide, and that they would have no remedy without his intervention. There are a host of scriptures which illustrate the virtues of waiting on Yahweh, rather than attempting to take the vengeance of God into our own hands.
And I beg to be corrected if I'm wrong. And I beg to be corrected if I'm wrong. And I beg to be corrected if I'm wrong.
And you know, if the shit hit the fan and the infrastructure fell and the grocery stores weren't getting food and I had some food and you came to me with gold, your gold's useless to me. Your gold is useless. Gold is useless. When the system falls, gold is useless.
Everyday people see you as a freaking quack, freaking quack, freaking quack.
And I beg to be corrected if I'm wrong. And I beg to be corrected if I'm wrong. And I beg to be corrected if I'm wrong.